I'm Colin Jones.
I'm Gemma Carvin.
And what we're going to look at today is the
Fire drill set.
fire drill set. We're going to get it working out. We're going to get a bit of an ember from the fire drill set. Okay, so Gemma, can you remember what that bit's called? There's a bit of an introduction to different parts. Yeah? What's that bit called?
That one is a drill.
That's the drill. So the drill wants to be a nice straight bit of wood, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and it wants to be from your forearm to just past your wrist long. Okay, doesn't it? Because that will work. And it wants to be about as fat as your middle finger.
Yeah.
So they're about the same, look?
Yeah.
They look about the same as my middle finger? Yeah, so what we want to do is we want to get a nice sharp pointy end, like a pencil, and then a nice rounded dome on the bottom, don't we? So the top wants to be pointed, the bottom wants to be like a dome. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the drill. Colin, what's this?
Hearthboard.
That's the hearthboard.
That's where you get ember from.
That's where you get the ember from. So, the hearthboard ideally wants to be soft, kind of non-resinous wood.
Yeah.
So we've got lime for this today. Lime works great, but there are other woods you can use. But we're going to use lime. Okay, so that wants to be about 30 centimetres long, maybe a bit more, by what, 5 centimetres wide and a couple of centimetres thick.
Yeah.
Okay, what else have we got? What's this then, Jem? Can you remember? Can you remember what it's called?
It's the bearing block.
That's the bearing block. So the bearing block fits on top of the drill, doesn't it?
Yeah.
To hold it. Now for your bearing block you need hardwood. So like holly is a good one, oak's maybe a good one. So really dense hardwood you can use.
Lime or no?
Lime's a bit soft, it can go straight through lime. That's lime, isn't it? It's softer. Yeah, so we want a nice hardwood. That, I think that's holly, I reckon. Okay, so something like that. Okay, and what we got here?
That is a bow.
That's a bow.
And that's
Not
from the
used for
ash
archery.
Not for use for archery now, so this is used for making ember, isn't it?
And you do this.
So your bow wants to be, ideally, hazel, green hazel is better, but hazel works.
Oh, you can ask for it.
Sorry?
You can ask for a bow, no.
Tell me again.
You can ask for a bow.
You can use ash for a bow, well done, yeah, definitely use ash for a bow. Very good tool. Yeah, very good wood. Yeah, you can definitely use ash for a bow. So your bow needs to be from about your fingertips to your opposite shoulder. That's how long it needs to be. Okay, so what we're going to do is go through the process of making this work, aren't we?
Yeah.
Because what all the staff are doing on this training is they're going to make their own bow kit.
Oh, this is going to be
Okay,
awesome.
so the cord wants to be about 4mm for this.
Yeah.
And it needs to be a tight weave. So lawnmower cord, just can you get that? Lee, show me the lawnmower cord from there.
Just pause it, Lauren.
To edit it.
Good shot.
So lawnmower cord, something like this, and what you should all have. Everybody who's doing this should have some lawnmower cord. Hey, Marley, walk your past. So we should all have some lawnmower cord for doing this. This is the best stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
I've got a question.
Yeah.
Why is called a lawnmower?
Why is it called lawnmower cord?
That's what you cut grass with.
You could grass with that.
No.
So why is it called lawnmower cord? Just listen and you'll learn something, Colin. So, lawnmower cord, you know when you start your lawnmower, your petrol lawnmower, you pull it like that.
Oh, it's one of the electric ones, isn't it?
No, it's a petrol one. And
Right,
you pull it like that,
It's not Zen.
that's the kind of cord you would use for that. That's why it's lawnmower cord. But very good question, Gemma. So we'll make this disappear, but that's what you guys are going to use because that's vanished. So, first of all, we've got our drill. I'm sure all of you can cut a length of this round about 20-25 centimetres. And you can find a length about the thickness of your finger.
Or you can use a ruler and then measure
You
it.
could. The easiest way though, because you don't have a rule in the woods, do it?
No.
Is to go like that. And that's how long you want it. So it fits you then, doesn't it? So that's maybe a little bit long for me, because it wants to be about to my wrist. Yeah?
I see.
But that will work. If you make it really thick, and you're not very big, you'll have to put much more pressure in it to make it much harder to get an ember.
Yeah.
So for me, my thickness of my finger, that should work, shouldn't it?
Yeah.
Brilliant. So we've got the drill.
You're just missing the bead.
Got the bow. I'm sure you can all tie an overhand knot to make the bow work.
Yeah.
Okay. Needs to have a bit of flex in it.
Yeah.
Okay. Then we've got our lime board, and I hope Lee has already chopped these up into some kind of boards for you.
Yeah,
ready
well,
to
Lauren.
use. So what we're going to do we're going to take our knife and we're going to safely, first of all, we're going to cut a divot on the board. So we're going to cut this little hollow about 2 centimetres in from the edge of the board. Okay?
Yeah.
And all we're going to do, we're going to choke upon our knife and we're going to make
A little hole.
a little hole. And this little hole,
Like a V shape.
no, not the V shape yet, we will do the V shape, Colin, you're dead right, we'll do it, but not just yet. So first of all, we're going to make this little divot, and what this is for, we want this for the drill to sit into there, okay? So we can start to make our notch for our end. I'm just going to keep making sure it's nice and round enough to take out, okay? So, always put the knife away, keep it safe, don't.
Yeah.
So we're going to take the bow. The best way to load the bow is to have the string facing up. We're going to put the bow, the drill over the top, and we're going to rotate it in. So what we're going to get is the drill sits on the outside of the bow. So do that again. Watch it, we're going to sit it on top, and we're going to rotate it in. Just like that. Okay?
Yeah.
Then what we want to do is use our berry block on the top. Ideally we should have some grass or something in, but we haven't got any, so we'll...
I can't get
So
some.
it's alright, we'll get some in a minute. And what we're going to do, we're just going to seat the bow, the drill into the half-board. So your position wants to be in a kind of stable line.
Yeah.
We don't want to be sat back, so that won't work. We want to be sat up, okay?
Yeah.
We want that wrist locked into the shin. So in a very straight, stable position, okay? And all we're going to do to start with is we're going to gently start sawing with the bow, using all the bow. Not fighting, not rushing it, just gently doing it. And before long, hopefully, we will see some smoke. And what you should be able to do while you're doing this is look around at what people are doing.
Yeah, like Molly's doing.
Okay, we can gently increase the speed of the bow,
There's the smoke.
and hopefully you can see some smoke coming.
Never
So
do
that is hopefully
to be
the
decent.
drill seated in. Just give it a quick more run, really quick. One more run over.
Would he tell alarm on?
No, hopefully not. We'll find out in a minute. We're just going to again, just gently drill in. We're not rushing up. We're not putting too much downward pressure on it. Okay, I'm hardly putting any pressure. All I'm doing is holding it there.
Yeah.
And you can see straight away we have smoke. Okay, and that gives us
Wow.
The smoke coming up.
a nice divot to fit our drill into. Okay,
Lovely, okay.
that gets red hot.
Goes that goes.
That will get red hot. Okay, so we need to be aware of that.
Yeah.
Okay, that will burn you, it will blister.
Yeah, I think you
Okay.
can cold water.
So, what we need to do then is we take our knife and cut in
A V shape.
the V shape, and it wants to be about the
V
V.
for vampire.
Sorry,
Like V for vampire.
V for vampire. It wants to be about 1/7 of the size of your hole, your V. Awkward to measure that, isn't it?
Mhm.
Okay, so what I do is use the tip of my knife. Okay,
Yeah.
so we've got the point of the knife, and what we're going to do is, can you see this slide on camera?
You need
So we're
to
going to put our
bend your
knife
head down a bit.
just before the centre of the hole. Okay, you see that? So
Yeah.
just before the centre, we're going to rotate up, and that'll give us one line. And where my thumb, up to my thumb, that will give us the other side. Okay, so that gives us our V. And what we're going to do, we're going to make our lines on the side wall. And then what we're going to do is we're going to carve that out. Okay, and remember from our knife training, we're going to work on edges.
Yeah.
We're going to cut edges. If we cut edges, it makes it a lot easier to do.
Just let the knife do all the work. And do not
Let the
press
knife do the work, that's it.
it, and don't press it too hard on the piece of wood.
We're just going to work it into a nice V shape. Because the V is where our ember is.
Yeah, onto that piece of bark.
So it needs a nice, where am I working there?
No.
It needs a nice, clean cut. If the V is too small, your embers won't fall onto our ember pan, which we haven't introduced yet. If it's too big, your bow won't sit properly. your drill, so your drill won't sit properly, it will keep bouncing out and skipping out. So on a nice clean V. And this is why you need a nice sharp bushcraft knife.
Yeah.
You can do it with a saw. Personally,
Or with an axe.
personally I prefer, no, you would not do it with an axe, because that's for chopping, isn't it? Okay. So we need it to be nice and even. And we're getting there with it. So we want it just before the centre of the board. See how we're getting into the board now, look?
Yeah.
You see? So we want it just before the centre.
Make it a bit deeper.
Yeah, a bit deeper. Get in there. Right, so what we should end up with is something like that. Do you see that? Okay, and hopefully that will just be fine to get the ember going. So, what we're going to do is we'll try and get an ember. There might be some slight modifications because it is a trial and error sometimes, so we just want to, just looking down on that, I could see it wasn't even. Okay, so we'll try that. Right, so what we're going to do, we're going to get some of this grass that Colin, no, it should be enough, that Colin kindly got for us,
Yeah.
and we're going to put it in to our bearing block. Yep.
Yeah.
We're going to take our boat, string up, we have the pointy side to our right, the flat side to our left, on top of the string, and rotate it. Okay, so then the drill should be on the outside of the bowstring. Yeah.
Yeah.
Once it in there, we're going to bring our left leg, the arch of our foot, onto the half point.
Yeah.
Okay, our left knee should be behind our right foot. Funny position, but it's the best position to be in. We'll take our bearing block on top, back block on top of our drill, and lock the wrist into the shin. Then we're going to take the drill in our right hand with the finger on the cord edge, just in case you want to add a little bit of tension. We want that to be as straight as possible.
Yeah.
That's what we're going to do. We're just going to start gently drilling. Okay, we're not going to rush this. This is going to work, yes, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we're going to do this nice and gentle. Okay. And what should happen soon is we'll start getting smoke. Okay, we're getting smoke yet? We're on. There's some smoke though. So we're going to keep that going. There's no ember yet. We're going to keep that going. I'm not going bonkers, am I?
No.
Still in that upright position.
Yeah, I've just seen the spark
Okay.
now.
You don't see the spark, you'll see the embers get hot. Okay? And we'll start to increase our speed slightly. Using all of the boat. You see how it's going? Faster, get more smoke. Keep it going, and we've got an ember there.
Yeah, there it is.
Yep.
Okay? For good measure, really go for it. We've got, so hopefully we should have an ember there. What we're going to do is going to put a bit of oxygen in there using the drill. See it puffing?
Yeah.
Right, so use the tip of our knife and we're just going to move the ember out of that. Now, the thing is, we've got ages. What needs to happen with this ember is it needs to coalesce, it needs to become a coal. If we drop that into the tinder bun now, what will happen?
It won't run.
It'll all fall apart. It'll just get dust. What I want it to do, is just start to become a coal. Can you see that burning?
Yeah.
Can you see that, Laura, on camera?
Mm-hmm.
There's a nice red ember there, look. Okay? And I know it made that look really easy, and it does take practice. You know, one take wonder and all like that. No, straight in there, straight done.
Oh, it's good.
But there we go.
There's a bit of flame there.
So we don't need to rush it, look. Any spare dust we have, we can just push in.
With your knife tip?
Sorry?
With your knife tip?
Yeah, with your fingertip. And the reason we use hats, if you've got a hat,
That needs
I've got my
that.
hat today. Two things with the hat.
You can waft it.
We can gently waft it, but also, if it's raining, We could just protect it from the weather, can't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. Could just set
Does
fire
it-
to
does
these
it
hats.
have a fire?
Thank you. Okay.
Yeah.
Flying hat for the wings. Done.
Done and dusted.
Now you've got to edit that down to that last one.